All right. So I want to close my most recent live stream with a very short live stream. And, I appreciate the people who can view what I say as an argument, because that's ultimately what it is. It's a well-constructed argument, but it only exists because I gathered, not me. This started before I started my channel. We found blogs that go back, I think, to the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. Late 90s, early 2000s, way before I made this channel. And what they did is the same thing we did. We gathered facts and evidence that was already out here, put them together, and made an argument based on those different facts. That's all an argument is. And then they quote sources, just like I do. An argument, it only can exist if you gather facts from here and there and make an argument. Anything else is not an argument. So I make an argument and I feel like it can't be refuted. And a lot of people know I feel strongly about that. I feel strongly that nobody can refute what I'm saying. And that's, I find pleasure in that. I find pleasure in that. Because it's like a clever thing to do in your life. You know what I mean? That's all everybody try to do. Try to leave their stamp on the world. And if you can put together an argument that not even professionals can refute, that's epic. Even if they don't respond, they don't have to acknowledge us. They rarely mention dog. I don't think, have they ever mentioned dog free? They mention dogsbite.org. Very popular. And no, not even pit bull victim awareness. They don't like to acknowledge us. But dogsbite.org is like, they only report the news. It's basically reporting news. They give a strong viewpoint as well, but it's not all that edgy. They're politically correct. So they don't like to acknowledge us, but they know it's interesting that they can't refute us. They have to know, they have to respect it for at least being interesting. Like, look at these everyday blue collar working people. Make our profession really destroy the validity of their profession. Man, that's epic. Man, look, man, and I'm not saying like I get. Listen, a part of me doesn't like to do that. It's never your goal to make people look incompetent. You know what I mean? That could start the beginning. This could be the beginning of the eradication of their profession. If there's no validity to it, everything they hang their hat on is contradicted by facts. Now let me share one last. This is really what I hang everything on. This is probably the number one reason why I argue dogs should be exterminated. There's no way to argue against it. I don't care who you are. Okay, you disagree here. Let me show you. Let me show you. And after this, I don't want to hear nothing. Y'all don't want to debate me. You don't want to go live. You don't want to respond. You refuse to leave a response, even in writing. I call y'all out by name. I give people links to your websites. You know, and nothing. None of you come to the defense, the rescue of the integrity of your profession. And that stretched to lawmakers and everything. This is like a crazy part of reality. Do y'all understand that's ultimately what I'm trying to say on this channel? This is like the twilight zone. Would y'all stop acting crazy? Stop acting crazy. I'm talking about everybody involved with this. Now, if y'all gonna ban these little old toys that caused a few injuries every year, broken skin and stuff like that, you wipe stuff like this from the shelves and ban it, but not dogs. Dogs are no different from a toy. It's considered property. You try your best to control it, like you would a toy. How is this possible? How can your argument stand when you've already banned so many toys? This is a list of 50. None of them even came close to 400,000 emergency care visits every year. Not even close. People in deaths. If a toy caused one death, are you crazy? In 2020, 17 child deaths alone was like 30, 35 for the year. Averaging between 40 and 50 deaths per year? Are you crazy? Could you imagine a toy doing that? Being responsible for that? They'd be wiped clean from the shelves. Let's just be real here. I hang my argument on facts. I gathered up these facts and used them in my argument. Fact that y'all done banned a whole bunch of toys. Some just a few thousand, not even a few thousand. It's usually a few hundred. I went over these before. Okay, now, how can you argue against this? You can't say that we don't have a legit argument that can't be refuted. There's no excuse. Dogs are no different from toys. You play with them. What? Play with them. They project them, promote them as kids' toys. Always showing them with kids. Bringing dogs into classrooms, libraries. They can't even deny that they treat dogs like toys. They can't deny that. Every time they think you're sad, they want to bring a dog to you just like they would a toy to make you happy. Traveling across the country to bring a dog. Treating dogs like toys. Then blame kids when kids go up to pet them. What is this? What is this? I don't necessarily demand governments to listen to me or the people listen to me. I think that'll happen over time. Listen to me or any of us. That'll happen over time. As far as I'm aware, don't nobody go on dog free, no dog lovers, go on dog free trying to spark a serious discussion. Has it happened? Now, I heard some dog lovers took over dog free. Look, I don't know about all that. I don't know about other. But like, I don't know. I sift through whatever I think is interesting, I read. Yeah. Listen. Yes. It exposes how profitable the dog industry is. That they're willing to accept so many deaths, mutilations, attacks, terrorism. Okay. There's too much money in it. But I don't think people are going to put up with this forever. I'm just making a wild prediction. You know, we have this technology today where we can record ourselves. People might listen to this 200-300 years from now and see that people made some crazy predictions that eventually became true. Like, wow, I'm listening to somebody who was around when dogs were around. Listen to this. That's the kind of future that we're going to have. That's how the world's going to remember us. Oh, listen to these people here. These people who predicted what happened. It could be what? 300, maybe 400 years from now. Yes, mutts are around right now, people. They're here right now. And we are here saying that they should be gotten rid of. Just like roaches, just like they do roaches, rats. They sick dogs on rats for fun, kill other animals for fun, okay? Let's not act like it's this great sin to kill animals. Stop. We kill them for food. We raise them to kill them. Stop with this cruelty. Oh, this is so inhumane. And almost every last one of you eat burgers and chicken and people. Let's stop with this Twilight Zone. This is what I'm talking about. Stop with this crazy existence, man. You're ruining this earth, my experience on this earth. I'm only here for a short period of time. I don't want nothing crazy happening. Can we just do that, please? Get rid of these mutants. Stop playing dumb. People, isn't this the main thing? People, can we just live a regular life without y'all ruining it, trying to turn it into the great jungle or something? Monsters jumping out from behind a tree or something to kill you with sharp fangs and all this. What's wrong with these people, man? Dogs are the most unnecessary creatures on this planet. And I'm saying that according to our law, y'all remember, I've quoted the law so many times. Reckless endangerment laws. Just look it up. I've done it too many times. Look, I'm not going to keep going back to these websites. Please just Google it. You got Google. Look, I'm a nice guy. No, yes. But look, here's the thing. You have to understand what I'm trying to argue here. If these people don't have an argument, even according to the law or psychologists, what good is it? You can't call it a profession. And it's simple to understand. Kids will be able to go into these psychologists' offices, will be able to debunk a behaviorist. Because this is common sense stuff. People can just say, look, I've seen a bunch of videos. I've never seen what you're talking about. Does that make sense? There's just like, there's no way out for them. There's no way out for them. They cannot avoid this. The reckless endangerment laws, even if you create a dangerous environment, you're guilty of reckless endangerment laws. Is that true or not? The law doesn't even protect them. So what are we waiting for? What are the police waiting for? Government officials, what are they waiting for? What good is the law? If it doesn't apply to dogs, what good is it? So your law is in place to prevent harm, to make sure nothing dangerous is in the house. Okay, that sounds good on paper. But if you don't enforce it, what good is it? Does it not apply to dogs? You can't argue that it doesn't apply to dogs. Y'all notice, listen, y'all understand, my channel has had over 2 million views. There has been lawmakers, people in government everywhere who've listened to my videos. I've had police will chime in. They have on this channel, but they're in agreement. They agree with me. You don't hear anybody objecting, posting anything. Somebody off duty would have took the time to let me school this ignorant guy up here talking, don't know what he's talking about. People love to educate other people, especially when they're an expert in it. You'd imagine when these psychologists, well, okay, let me school this guy. We don't get comments like that. Every dog lover that leaves a comment, every one of them, it's like playful. Like, ha, F you, dogs are great. Stuff like that. Nobody really makes an educated response. A couple of them try, but you see, it's like, they're worthless. Worthless. These are not professionals. I can tell when it's a professional. I can just tell. So this is sad. Would you want to be a behaviorist? Who would want to be even a veterinarian? Like, look, just get on the right side of things. We can't evolve if people don't start using their heads. Applying the law to everything. The law they're structured to produce a safer home, the safest possible home. It's not rocket science. That means that applies to dogs more than guns. More than anything, they apply to dogs. So I have to predict that this will happen in the future. Most definitely. I'm putting all my cards on the table on that. Eventually, these things will be illegal to own, and people will eventually drive them into extinction purposely. It's going to start most likely with one country, and others going to follow. That's the future world here. Right? We'll see if it actually happens. Right? Now let me get out of here. Every time I plan for a short video, I stay a little bit, it's not too bad, 18 minutes. It's not extremely long. But I'm okay with that. Listen, the door is open. Any one of you professionals, you want to leave a response, I will be very polite. I'm not going to insult you, anything like that. I just want a serious discussion. I want to see one of you defend what your profession states. Everything, all of it. And anybody else, I don't care what you are. The door is open. I will see you then. I hope to see you all on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.